Okay, it's 1 a.m. in the morning. This is what I have to show you. What do I look like? Can you see this over here? I'm on my bike, right? I lift my leg up here, okay? I put my arm over here. I lean a little bit forward. Don't I look like a rabbit? Don't I look like a rabbit? Isn't this why bicycling is good for you? Anyways, when you get on the bike and you drive down the street, right? And you let the bike glide. You let the bike glide. You always hear, listen. Tick, 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 tick. You remember when you put the card in the spokes, what happens? When you glide and you are tick, 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 you're gliding in life, time is continuous. But when you stop, you stand. And if you stand, you put the bike on the stand. Now let me show you something about the bike and the stand. Okay? You see the stand over there? Now here's the bike. Now watch what happens. You see when I'm moving the bike backwards? See I'm moving the bike backwards? Hold on. Just want to show you the stand here. See the stand? I'm going to move it here. Now watch. Now watch. As I move the bike backwards, okay, I'm just trying so you can get it. But as I move this bike backwards, this wheel goes all the way in and hits the stand. And now the bike doesn't move at all. So in life, you can go for the glide or you can stand, but you can't back up and take back from what you've already done, and it shows on the bike. Another thing I want to show you is the bird. See the bird? And the duck. See the eye of the duck? Right? The bird and the eye of the duck. But in all actuality, it's a rabbit. Cover him up, he's a bird. The other one is another rabbit. Something I want to tell you, where 12 o'clock is not the exact time, you start at 45 degrees, at 22.5 degrees before, and you go to 22.5 degrees after. That's where you stop here. The other thing I wanted to mention, let me read on here. The spokes on the bike, the hockey card, the sound of tick, tick, tick. Another thing, I'm just trying to go through all my papers from today. Another thing on this paper is this design right over here. See the way it comes from here to here and from bottom from here to here? You've covered the bottom, you've covered the top. If you put an eye over here, okay, you put a little eye over here, it becomes one of those old cartoon men. But if you take a look, it's a pharmaceutical sign. You see the pharmaceutical sign? This area is area 3. This area is area 7. This is the passage what's in between. You're riding a bike. Here's your S. Your spokes, your springs between one world and the next. Okay? This is a passage. This part here separates. This part here separates. And if you take a look, all it looks like is 1 and 1 with 7 in between. See the 7 that's in between? Right? The other thing I wanted to mention is the egg is right here. The sperm is the controller. What does he control? I'm assuming your thyroid gland. Something I wanted to show you is the word candy. Okay, 315, which says ace. 49 says Uranus is the candy. It also says Pluto and Mars. And at the same time, 94, okay, equal to Uranus, which is 7 times 7 is 49. Do you think it's just like that by luck? You think the numbers have nothing to do with any of this? You think the alphabet, 50, you think the alphabet or anything else that also coincides with 315 has anything to do with it? 321 is Jesus Christ times 3. Isn't that unbelievable? ABC backwards makes Jesus Christ. So once you get to 321 and you add 321 plus 6, you get 327. 327 is 81. It makes Venus. There's just a bunch of things tonight. Just like this one crazy thing, I was walking downtown St. Jerome where I live, and I bumped in front of a hairdresser that does buy both men and women. But the address is 281, and downtown in Montreal, there's a Club 281. That's also by. Pretty funny, you just bumped into that, right? Something I want to talk about in minutes, 30 minutes, 1,800 seconds. But in horse racing, okay, it's 9,000 ticks of 1/5 of a second. 90 is the way in, 30 is creation of 18 into the 5 world. How these numbers come together. Did you understand what I said? Did you understand what I said? Are you listening to what I said? I don't want to tell you. I just want to tell the story of what is, what the reality is. 30 minutes times 60 seconds is 1,800 seconds. In 1/5 gives me 9,000 clicks in order to get this result. This becomes 1866. Why 1866? Because it's 2 worlds of 6 and 6. The one thing I did want to mention, okay, and it's funny that I have 100,000 pens here and I just can't find one of them. This is what I want to show you. I'm going to show you as I write it. Okay, we're going to add. Okay, we're going to do a little adding over here. Do a little adding. We're going to set up the 8 card in the deck of cards. Okay, the 8 card in the deck of cards is right here. And the 5 card in the deck of cards is right here. Okay? 5 plus 8, which is in the center of the number area of 258, which is the spirit matrix. This becomes 53. And the car that becomes alive is number 53. Herbie, Walt Disney. 5 by 8 equals 40. 5 and 8 is 13 equals 53. Okay, we're not going to show you what there is in pool. 3 by 5 is 15. 3 goes right into 5, but not in the cards, only in the cube. Okay, 5 plus 8 is 13? No. The only thing that's different between these two is this one over here. 5 plus 8. 5 plus 8 equals 9. 4 is left over. Why? Because Deimos, okay, and Phobos is left over. That would be Mars. And 9 and 4 is, again, we're connecting Uranus over to Pluto, which is connected over to Mars. Where I get these connections is very plain and simple. It comes on a cube. When you flip these cubes over, you're always going to end up with 7. But when you put 2 together and you turn them around, well, I didn't want to do that purposely. I want to mix. I don't want them to say 7. But whatever they say on the opposite side, this is 3. What will the opposite side? They all equal to 7. 7 and 7 is 14. If 3 is on this side, then 11 is on this side. All the time. 8 is on this side. 14 needs 6. 6 is on this side. All the time. All the time. They pay off odds in casinos, making hundreds of millions of billions over periods of time in Las Vegas over just 2 dice. Deimos, the diamond, the moss on the diamond. Or think of the thermos. Thermos, Deimos, and Phobos, and thermos, the way they're talking about the water that they carry in your body. That's what it is. The other thing that comes up at the same time is Maldek. The energy that goes around Maldek that breaks up between each other must be running some kind of mercury into it, because if it's continuously running the same energy, that energy has to reconnect within itself. Now that's a guess. So you saw this over here, that 8 and 5, that equals 13, actually only equals 9. 9 and 13 equals 22. The other one that can go with this is the 3, but you can't use the 3. Because the actuality of the 3 is this area is empty. Because we might be only measuring from the head, the tail, and the heart. We might not even be using the legs. The legs is what we need. We lift them off the ground when we bike. We don't need them on the ground. I mean, we can just roll over. Where else am I going to go with this? I showed you the pharmaceutical point, which was over here. And again, 3 comes around to meet 7. The heart, the head, and the ass. The ass gateway, possibility, okay, because it's going back up. might be your ass. The exit, the entrance could be 3, the mouth, and the exit can be 7, the ass. But is it this 3 here? Is it the first 3? Or is it the second 3? Where does the second 3 end up? The second 3, okay, I'm going to show you A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's where your next 3 ends up. C and E, electric company. C and E. 12th one, 57, 75, 5 and 7 is 12. C and E, Earth. And the 5th letter, okay, goes into the 5th position where Jupiter is. The 3rd letter again for Earth, the creation. Okay? F and D go together as 13 and 4. 13 and 4, right over here in the cards. Piano, matching the cards now. That's the way it is. The numbers, if you can find the situation, I mean, look at my hands. Look at this hand. I've got a situation over here. I was driving, I didn't have a pen, and I had to write something down. And that was the dog buries his bone. And the next one over here is Bravo. It says A-V-A-R. Var city to means go towards the big O. B and O and Rav in between. What does it mean? Sometimes it just means what you think. The other one is 107. J-C or J-G. Okay? Jack God. 167, okay, the soul of Jack God, because it's a 0. You know it's the soul, there's a 0 there, it has to be the soul. 107 is also, I'm going to try and get this, 1 minute and 7 seconds is actually 60 and 47. A minute of time. 47 is time. A minute of time. 60, 107, this becomes 6. First of all, here it becomes 6, 13, 14. Here it becomes 12 and 11. 23, number 23. From JG, Jack God, gives you number 23. 6 and 6 is 12. And 4 is 16 and 7 is 23. 66 and 47. 40 and 60 is 100. And 7 and 6 is 13. 113. 113 is KC, Kansas City. For the greatest storm of your life, the tornado, the twister. What else does it mean? 113. I can't remember, and I know it's big. Oh, of course. The spirit is 1 to 13 equals to 14. 1 and 13 is 14, right? The spirit. 13 on this one over here, this would be F. It'd be A and F. That would also, 1 and 6. F is actually 6. 1 and 6 are the 16th letter P, gives you the light. Now you go 16 over here in the piano, and you keep playing the piano against this. You're always playing some kind of game with the numbers to better understand the numbers. I went to the candy store, okay, DNA and DNA. Candy, the sweet of life. What is the sweet of life? The other 2 things I wanted to do is the fish. What the fish looks, when you're facing a fish, face to face, it looks like this, right? When you see a heart, okay, you take number 11, and because everything's about 11 and 23, you take the heart, okay, and here's your heart. This is your heart. You take the heart, and you bring it over to the fish, okay? You can also always do this if you want. In which this, okay, which is the light. This is what brings the light. You see the way it seems to split? And then it shoots its energy right into the fish's mouth. This is actually 2 hearts. If I take and make 2 hearts, one here, okay, see that diamond? Now I'm going to make a heart upside down on this. I'll use another pen. I'll use a pen. I'll use a pen and I'll make this heart over here so you see You see the brown heart and the other heart, and now you just continue the lines, and you have 88, and there's your diamond in the middle, in which this diamond, okay, is created from two hearts. And this is how this system works. This is how you light up the candle over here. I'm going to look in the book if there's anything else. The word water, E-A-U, okay, also has the same sound when you use A and U, okay, in French. There was something else to do with time. If you look at 1:30 in the afternoon, or if you look at 3 o'clock or 4:30 or 6 o'clock or 7:30, these specific times between the AM and the PM, if you add up the minutes, you will see the numbers, and it's so intriguing what it actually does with the numbers. You have to notice it for yourself. I mean, I can tell you anything, okay, that I see, but if you don't visualize it for yourself, just like this rabbit here, right? But if I take the rabbit and I just take him away, I end up with the bird. And then the duck. The bird and the duck, and they're just both rabbits. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I walk down the street, I look at something for 2 seconds, I say, boom, look inside. Look deeper. I'll see an image this big and it'll only be a stain. And I find something in it because it's a weird world out there. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video, and it's time for bed.